Alright, welcome to the Sprint1 presentation. So my name is George, and uh, we are doing COM VR experience for liminal. So I know. So currently you are watching. So it's the presentation presented by me. My name is George, and David, and Peter, and Leelaka, and Jordan. Okay, let's begin. So this is our content. The first one is about our group. The second one is about our project. The third one is about our project demo. And the fourth one is further plans. Okay. So about our group is, currently what we are doing, and I will explain later. So, and our project is, we 100% pick our topic already, and we did our project proposal, and we did like 70% of our project research. But what currently we are doing is we are making 3D demo, but it's not actually working on VR system, but we can show you like basic stuff what we are doing right now, and our group mates will explain everything to you guys. So we made like 30% of the demo and 70% finding bugs, and we haven't finalized the demo. So we will work on our demo in future weeks. Okay, now let's begin my parts of the presentation. Okay, this is George's turn. I'm the software developer for the whole project, and I was the week 1 and week 2 leader for the project, and my job is to create a first person shooter perspective. So what I basically do is create a FPS game mode. So this is my job, and so my goal. So my goal is to create a first person perspective camera that can be moved with a mouse. So pretty much move the mouse that can shoot something, and create a shooting object that the projectile will be launched from. So basically a gun, but in our project it won't be a gun, but in my sort of a demo, because I research and I actually studied how to use the Unity. So it will be like a gun. So which I actually made a small gun for the demo. So, and my third goal is shoot a projectile from the shooter. So basically make like I shoot something and it will shows I shoot. So that's my job. And now I'm just gonna show my demo. So this is the Unity, and the circle is the character, because it's a demo. So I just make it's like a, and for this I create an environment, and the cube is the target. And for the target, I actually write some code to make sure it has the health. Then I can destroy it. And the background is the whole background. But for the whole for the real project, which is VR, I'm not gonna use this for the VR, but it's just showing you guys can actually watch fluently. And for the player, I create a graphics, and the player mode, which is the character, and the camera, including a pistol. The pistol is the gun. So let's try. Okay. Yeah. Now we can see this first-person shooter, like FPS game. So we can look up, look left, look right, look down, and I can actually control it by WASD. like a shooting game. And I can also use like up, down, right, left button to make sure it's running. And now I'm just gonna shoot the target. Shoot the target. Alright. And now shoot the target. Of course, I add a it's of course the screen is a bit of small, so it's hard to, yeah. Now it's showing. So as we can see, this gun is actually shooting because I didn't add a M like the one who can aim the target, because we don't actually need it in the real project. So I just didn't add it. So now we can shoot the target. The gun has like 10 damage for the it's just 10 damage, and the target has 50 health. So I just shoot 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's gone. So for the whole thing, what I do is I shoot a target and it's disappeared. So that's what I do. And in the real project, we are going to use maybe like a tube, and it blows Weng to make sure the daddy long is disappeared, and we will make some fancy flash and make sure it's good. Okay. That's my demo. Also, what I do for the player, I write a code. No, that one. The player. I write a player controller to make sure it can move, and more make sure it can look down, look up, look right, and it can move. So pretty much it's all designed by myself, and I read some YouTube videos. And for the pistol, it's the damage, and it has a range, which is 10,000. It's all the code. Now I'm just gonna show you guys the code. The code is player controller. It's a bit of slow. Yeah, so that's my code. And I wrote some comments for the methods, so which is this, the calculation for the camera rotation, the rotation movements, yeah, for the motor, yeah, that's all I did. And for the gun, that just shows I can like fire, I can shoot target, and that's the target health. That's all I did. And it won't be the last, like it won't be the VR project, because it's just a 3D working on the computer. But for the VR, we will create the one who we can actually use the Oculus Go to render. Yeah, that's my part.
Hello everyone, my name is David. I'm content developer, and I'm also the leader of week 3 and week 4. So my job is creating the storyboard and the grassland background in the Unity. So for this storyboard, so we decided to make to show the camera first. So where we're going to start, so user is going to like jump on a camera. So and then they will see the full view of the scenery. And we will give a quick shot for the dandelion and how it disparate to part. And then we will start the journey of shooting dandelion on the sky. And to so with the journey, we will put music on as well, and we will probably add some like birds or animals in it, so it can help the audience feel calm and quickly get the target, like uh, make the audience quickly feel calm. Yeah, and in the end, we will give a shot for the whole view of the beautiful view of the grassland we built in the Unity. So let's see. Let's have a look of the grassland we've built. So this one is basically just a demo of the grassland. So ignore the cherry tree. So we have the grass. So and different types of the plants, rock, and the tree. And in the end, we probably build a hill on it. So the sky, we can also have a look at the sky. So it's not finished yet, but we will do better when we finalize the demo. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jordan and I'm the VR software developer for this project. I am also the leader for week 8 and week 9. So I'm tasked to research on two particular things. The first one is to research on a platform path where the user will follow the set path through the experience. I am also tasked with researching on the visual complexity of the experience. So moving on to the goals of my research is to, of course, after researching, I have to create a platform where the user will follow the set path at a set speed. So higher speed might indicate motion sickness to the user, might imply motion sickness to the user, and it might also uh, imply a very energetic feeling towards the user, because usually a high speed is associated with energetic movements or activities. And on the other hand, a slower speed for the progression might imply a dull experience for the user. So we have to find out the perfect speed where the user is both interested and not too hyped up on the experience. Next goal is to, of course, create physics around the user in the experience. So what happens when the user interacts with the environment? So uh, it makes sense when the user uh, hits something in the environment. Uh, Gravity is present, and when the user shoots a dandelion with the shooting equipment, the dandelion disperses. So I also have the goal of researching the visual complexity of the VR experience, of the calming experience, uh, which aims to, of course, lower the intensity upon the user experience, because I have to find out how complex the visual is being fed to the user. Too complex, and the user might feel it's too cluttered, and let too little complexity, and the user might feel that it's nothing inside the experience. so which I will explain more later on. So this is the demonstration of my research portion about a user following a set path. So on the left side, the left window, you can see that this is a third person view of the user. The cube is representing the user, and there is a cylindrical tube which will represent the shooting equipment. And on the right panel, the right window, you can see what the user will see when the user wears the Oculus headset. So this is the black path is the set path that the user will follow, and the purple cylinder is the shooting equipment. So the forward force, if set to 0, it will not move, but when I play, this is what the user will see when he's using the headset. So you move with the user looks up, you'll see the sky, and it looks down, see the ground, left and right. But if we add a forward force of 200, this is what the user will experience in the scenario, where the user will slowly float straight forward into the horizon, and you can see that it started moving. So this is what the user will follow, the set path, and the red lines are checkpoints indicating that we are currently moving forward into the horizon. So I will be talking about the research portion of visual complexity. So from what I could understand from Liminal VR's site docs is that visual complexity is basically the richness of the visual information being processed by the user. So what the user sees is the visual part, and how complex is the visual presented to the user. So what defines complexity is three parts. First of all, it's visual richness. Since we are making a calm experience, so this experience doesn't require very rich environments, rather simple and minimalistic environments. So it has a very low complexity, very low visual complexity. But too little richness might result it to being too boring, too dull to the user when being presented to it. And according to our scenarios, the assets that we need are only the dandelion, the grass plane, which will be flying through, and the shooting equipment. So the second factor is determined by familiarity. So dandelion and grass planes are very familiar objects to everyday life, as you can see them when you walk around in the streets. You can see grass by the side of the road. You can see dandelions growing out on those grass. So it creates a sense of familiarism, which can result to the user feeling relaxed. And the third one is information rate, how fast we are feeding the information to the user. So since the experience is a calm one, a slower speed of progression is much preferred. So not much information is needed to be presented to the user per frame. So and this could mean that the higher the speed, the higher the intensity and the excitement. This could bring up the could bring up the feeling of energetic feeling towards the user, which is not preferred. So a slow one is much preferred. So the order is also very important. The order of what shows up during the experience. So the order of our scenario is, firstly, you see a grass plane and your shooting equipment. And the second one is one dandelion will pop up as you progress through the experience. And slowly, more dandelions will pop up one by one. And when the user shoots at the dandelion disperses. And that's basically the whole experience. So what defines the virtual reality experience? Basically, the first one is organization, according to the psych docs, where to what extent the visual elements are arranged. Is it at random or is it at a fitted structure? In a demo, the dandelions will appear in a fitted structure because it is just to present how, give a simple concept on how the final project will be. But in the final project, the dandelions will be much preferred if it pops up at random times at random locations. The next one is coherence. So does the environment behave logically? Does it does physics affect the environment? So according to our scenario, the dandelions disperses when it gets hit by the wind, and that is coherence in that. And also dandelions appear as you progress through the plains. This is through the view of that the earth is round, and when you go through the plains, slowly dandelions will appear from the horizon. The third one is clarity. So how easy is it to identify an asset in the experience? So the assets in the experience should be easily identifiable, as if it's not easily identifiable, it might increase user focus, which is not what we aim for. So it should be something that can be seen, and straight away the user can identify that it is a grass plane or it is a dandelion. But the whole experience is pre-designed to be a dreamy experience. It's not too bright. It's not too washed out, as in it's a little bit of a dreamy experience, so it can calm the user down.
My name is Leelaka Adasuriya. In this slide, I'll be talking about the goals that have been assigned for us in this Sprint1. I have created extensive research on the topics of particle dispersion, the properties of gravity, and the reaction upon impact regarding to particle dispersion. We had to create a demo for each of our goals to test it out for our project, which is to make a calm video in an environment filled with dandelions of plain grassland. In this following simulation, you can see the effect of gravity on an object such as a dandelion, and how the gravitational pull affects the objects, and upon you can see the dandelions impact the object. Actually, as you can see, the dandelions impact the ground and it disperses into smaller particles as it happens in nature. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Peter. I am the communication officer of Group 10. I will cover the last section of our group presentation today. Apart from maintaining the communication between my group and the client, I'm also in charge of researching on the background music, the breathing pattern that associate with the music, and also the color palette that can be combined with other two factors to resulting in the best calming effect of the experience. Firstly, I will discuss about my research on the background music for the experience. There are two factors that make the virtual reality stand out, which is the visual and the audio. They are the strongest advantages of VR environment, which resulting in a vivid experience close to a real-life one. And music play an important part, since it can easily trigger emotional response of human, and it can also affect the perception of people on the current environment or in a specific experience. We all have those times when we listen to a piece of song, we suddenly feel a rush of energy. Our day suddenly become more interesting, and we feel like we can take on all the challenge in life. Or some other times, in the middle of a sad melody, our brain trigger some sad memory that can be related to the song, to the lyrics, or even just to the melody of the song with no lyrics at all. These two examples can point out that the music has a really strong effect on a human mood, perception, and a state of being. And for the experience our group is building, I will mainly focus on how music can have a calming effect on the experience and what type of music suit best for the experience to bring out the desired effect. There are some key elements. There are some key elements of music that are strongly affect the emotional of human, which are the loudness, tempo, and rhythm. The loudness refers to how loud or soft the music seems to the listener. The tempo is the speed, slow or fast, and the rhythm is the pattern of sound arranged over time. After doing some study on the three elements and the nature of music, I have found out that there are different types of music that can bring the calming experience effect, and this effect will be different from person to person. Some people prefer the flute type of music, like the native flute, traditional one, for the calming effect. Some other prefer some yoga type of music, but all of these have a few things in common, which are soft melody in a slow pace or slow tempo, and a repeating pattern over a period of time. This allows me to narrow down the type of music I have to choose for the group experience, since the experience we are building have the theme of grassland and dandelion. So the type of music I have choose for this kind of theme. To demonstrate what I have said earlier, I will play a song that I think is suit best for our group experience. Please enjoy. The song I just played is a type of traditional Celtic music with a combination of piano, flute, and natural sounds. The reason why I choose this song for our experience is because it meets all the requirements, which are the softness of the sound of the song is not too loud and it's kind of like quiet, give you a calming feeling when you listen to it. The second is the slow pace. It's not too fast. It can make the listener feel calmer after listen for it for a few minutes. And the last one is the low medium pitch. All these factors can have a strong can have a strong impact on the breathing pattern and also associate with the color of the experience. This brings me to the next section of my part, which is the color. Colors can be seen as one of the most important factors when creating a virtual reality experience, since it can strongly affect a person's emotion. Colors can be used to create an atmosphere that, when combined with the storyline and the music, to guide user toward a design state of emotional. Moreover, colors are strongly associated with the music. It is said that the blue and green colors are the most are the most calming colors, which associate with the colors and music are strongly connected with each other. It is said that the lightness of the color are associated with the music pitch. The lighter shade of colors are usually referred with a song with a high pitch and vice versa. That's one of the reasons why I try to fit the song with the storyboard of the experience. The storyboard is about the world of grassland, and the previous song is the Celtic forest music. There are also color saturation and color brightness which associate with the loudness and timbre of the music, but we plan to focus on that after we're done with testing the. Next, I will cover the breathing pattern. It is suggested that to effectively inducing a calming experience, a breathing rate of 6 breaths per minute is ideal. Moreover, the inhalation and exhalation ratio should be 1 to 2. So it means that to achieve a 6 breaths per minute, the inhalation should be around 3 seconds and the exhalation for 7 seconds. And in order to achieve this rate, our team had a plan to put audio guidance or words guidance at the beginning of the experience as an instruction for the user, and combine it with the background music and the color that creating the surrounding atmosphere. We hope that the user can slowly maintain their breath, then their awareness, and also begin to enjoy the experience. However, since now we are still in the demo phase, so there's a lot of other things to do. We have to figure it out which type of music that suit best with the experience that can bring out the most calming effect, and also how to edit the color saturation, the brightness that can fit well with the whole surrounding and also fit with the music to maintain the breathing rate. The last part of our presentation is to discuss the plan for the future. The first step we'll be trying to identify any existing technical problems of the demo, or problems that are associated with software and hardware. Then after that, we will process to the testing phase where we try to further improve the demo, maybe bring up some new ideas or trying different type of landscape and the music and also the colors that fit best with all the two components, and then we will put everything together to finalize the demo. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you everyone for listening, and if you guys have any question, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you and have a good day.